head of mission for the International Observer Team, and I'm very excited and proud to introduce to you Alexander Barton Gray. Mr. Gray is the former Deputy Assistant to the President of the United States and the Chief of Staff of the White House National Security Council. Today, he is the CEO of American Global Strategies, and we're glad to have Mr. Gray, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gray for our statement.
Thank you very much, and thank you all to be here in Bangladesh and be able to participate in and to observe your parliamentary election. It was a great honor. We are a group of international observers with diverse professional backgrounds from 7 countries, including the United States, who have observed the 12th National Assembly elections of Bangladesh. On January 7th, 2024, we were divided into 3 groups and observed over 20 polling stations in or near Dhaka. The international community has a keen interest in and an expectation of free and fair elections in Bangladesh and the success of Bangladesh's democratic governance. This team of international observers witnessed 8 a.m. polls closed at 4 p.m. Talking to voters in the polling stations, we found they did not face any obstacles in voting. We did not hear or see reports or indications of voter intimidation by any entity, party, or candidate. We observed, particularly outside, positive indications of significant voter turnout. While we did not witness instances of violence or disruption, we have seen media reports of such instances across Bangladesh, and we have expressed to the appropriate authorities our concerns. However, as stated, none of us have personally observed anything other than a fair, transparent, and accountable election in line with democratic norms, international standards, and Bangladesh's local circumstances. Attending today's press conference as part of this observer team are former United States Congressman, the Honorable Jim Bates, a former senior U.S. official, United States government official, Javier Piedra, who's an Organization of Security and Cooperation in Europe certified election observer, the director of Africa House London, Mr. Richard Simatego, the political editor of the EU Reporter, Mr. Nicholas Hugh Powell, the founder and CEO of GBP, Mr. Volker, the World Peace Organization of Norway, Mr. Anders Norden, former member of the Australian Parliament for New South Wales Legislative Council, Mr. Shaukat Musulmani, and myself, Alexander Gray, former Deputy Assistant to the President of the United States and Chief of Staff of the White House National Security Council. Any questions, and I know my colleagues all have important points to make. Thank you very much.
Okay. Good morning. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I'd like to know what percentage of voter turnout makes an election acceptable in US or in elsewhere in the country. And as you have seen, around 40% voters are turnout this time.
I, like you, am a member of the news media. And unfortunately, as members of an election observer team, we are very to say what the voter turnout means to the international community. It's for each international community to decide that for themselves. How are we to say what a voter turnout is or should have been? That's not for us to determine. Our determination and our mandate is the election free, is it fair, and is it safe? And for our observation, I think we'll all agree that we found it to be free, fair, and largely safe. Now, we know there were some incidents that occurred, but when you have over 4,000 polling stations and you only have incidents at maybe 24, that's still relatively a low number in a safe election. And we're very proud of Bangladesh. We're proud of your military and your police, because I think your military and your police helped make it a safe election. We all felt safe here. And that's about all we can really talk about. It's not for us to decide what your voter turnout means, one way or the other.
Anyway, then what about the terms of credibility? In terms of credibility, what is your...
Is it safe and is it free? And our observation is, honestly, that it was fair and it was safe and it was largely free. I mean, largely safe is definitely fair and free. That we very impressive the way your election commission put things together. Now, we are not partisan, and so we have to maintain our strict impartiality, regarding this election. Our role is just to come, observe, and report. And what I'm telling you is that our report within 30 days, and it will include need to know that from us, and it will also include what I think are going to be some important recommendations that we're going to make that will, I think, improve your democracy and your process.
Do you have any observation regarding what
Can I just add to what Terry Easley just said? It is very important for us to follow a strict guidelines of professional observation, and what we've observed on the day as an Australian, former Assistant President of the Legislative Council of New South Wales, what we've observed was that it was free and fair and was very safe. We were able to walk in to 7 different polling stations within Dhaka and outside of Dhaka and did not see, hear or witness any evidence of violence or influence of any form, other than the opportunity for us to speak to polling station officers and voters. And they were able to answer questions without any hesitations. So we found that as observers as very encouraging for the people of Bangladesh. With what Easley said, congratulations to the people of Bangladesh for ensuring that you have a very safe and important election for the people of Bangladesh. Can I add one more thing? That I was extremely impressed with the fact that there were turned up and they were freely able to cast their vote without any impediments. Important is that we are merely professional observers giving you professional observations of the election day.
Do you have any observation regarding the political parties who are boycotting the
Good morning. I feel compelled to add some information. I came here a neutral observer, but I will leave a big supporter of Bangladesh. I'm so impressed with the progress that the country is making. But the question I have responds to the media seems to ask about the voter turnout. And I said, how can that be meaningful when Bangladesh has the shortest term voting hours from 8 to 4, and most countries have many days of voting, so naturally the turnout number will be much higher. And so I don't understand if you don't put that into context, it's almost meaningless. But anyway, experience, great colleagues here, tremendous free press turnout. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
We have seen some fake voting stamping in social media and some other medias. Have you noticed that? And what do you want to say about this?
Okay. We, as an international observer team, has not a single complaint, not one. And we told people early on, if you see something, say something, and say it to us. And nobody has reported anything to us. I will say this, that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. If you have evidence that something has happened that is wrong, fraudulent, or irregular, we want to see it. And you can send that to us, and we'll certainly investigate it.
Mr. Leslie, I have a question. Was a one-party election. This is a one-party election. There is no competition because you know that the Bangladesh major opposition party BNP boycotting the election. And how do you say that this election was maintaining the international standards?
I didn't say that they maintained. Did I say they maintained international standards? I didn't.
I said that.
Oh, you said that. Okay.
Sir, the comment about international standards pertains to the remit of these observers, which is the process, the technical process of voting. The voting itself, the procedures surrounding voting, in the observation of everyone at this table, met international standards for free, fair, transparent, and accountable. Again, and any of the political machinations involving Bangladesh outside of our remit, we are simply commenting on the technical nature of the voting itself.
All right, I want to thank you for coming again. I don't want to get too deep in the woods because we run the risk of violating our code of conduct and maintaining strict political impartiality. But again, our report will be made public. We have 30 days to make it. It'll probably be done in 2 weeks. And get a copy of it. Again, I want to thank you for coming. Thank you.
Like you say, it's also that they had a long weekend. Friday, Saturday was off, and Sunday is a following day was another holiday. So people went on vacation. They didn't care about the voting.
নিয়ে না, নিয়ে তো আমরা পাবো না।